have always enjoyed growing things, fruits and vegetables. And I've always enjoyed canning. So I would can them and give them for Christmas presents, just for different occasions. And after a few years, people started to call and ask for their Christmas presents or whatever present it was. I just asked for some more jelly. At that point, I started thinking about it, but I let it go again. And this one particular week, I had three different people from three different parts of the United States call and ask for my jelly. And one of my childhood elementary, junior high school friend's mom had passed. Hadn't seen her since junior high school. I saw it on Facebook, and I felt the need to go over and see her. And when I went over to see her, we just started talking, and she started talking about what she see on Facebook as far as my gardening. And out of nowhere, she said, "That's what you're supposed to be doing. Why are you wasting your time?" And this was a person that had never tasted anything, didn't know anything about me wanting to maybe do it in a business. So after that particular person did that, I came home. I talked about it with Anthony, and I prayed on it, and that's how LuLu's started. LuLu's Natural Delight is me. I'm LuLu's. My grandmother named me that as a child. And the Natural Delight is how excited I am to get things out of the garden. So it just became LuLu's Natural Delight. I wanted to include my grandmother. She passed a couple years ago, and I wanted to include her in it. So I took her name from me and the natural, and it became a delight. So that's basically how LuLu's came. The difference between jelly, jams, and preserves. Jellies are made strictly from a juice. Jams has a little bit of fruit in it, and then of course the preserves is made up of big chunky fruits. So the difference is no fruit in jellies, a little in jam, and a lot of fruit in preserves. Interesting. It wasn't a choice. I started it, of course, like everybody else, not knowing that a pandemic was coming. It was through the grace of God, family, and friends that the online business part of it kept us afloat. So that is the reason that it's still here, basically, is because of my friends and family and them doing it online. And, that brings us to this year. When I first began to think about starting LuLu's, I was told by a family friend, you really need to go down to Soda City. So basically it just became one of the first choices. My initial plan was to hit all of the different markets, but because of COVID, the markets closed. So this year I decided, okay, it's time to go out, and that brought me to Soda City. And I'll continue to do Soda City for a while. I did want to add on some other opportunities, but due to circumstances, I think Soda City is going to be all I can handle this year. It's still an awe. Is this really happening? As I said, my family and friends kept me afloat the first year. And a business can't survive on its family and friends, so it took me to be able to have to go out. And after going out to Soda City and just looking at the residual from each Saturday, I'm still excited. So it's beginning to grow, and it's just not family and friends supporting it anymore. It is the public, and that's what makes it exciting. That's an interesting one, because I like the fact that LuLu's is all natural and fresh, which means that we pick, we clean, and we preserve. I'm not sure what'll happen if it went just wild. I can't imagine. Being in little small restaurants, yes, I'd like to see that, but I always want to keep it the natural. And to do that, you just can't make it a big company. It still has to be a small company that goes out, picks it, cleans it, and preserves it. So I like to see it in more of like restaurants as a specialty, down in Five Points. And that's not limiting it. It's just wanting it to stay a real special selection. That's what I call it. You just can't get it anywhere. It's a special selection. So that's what I think I like to see LuLu's.